Mhm. Okay, I guess the presentation is. I hope you guys see it. Hi, I'm Suriyaporn Eamvijit from Thammasat University, and my presentation today is on as idols, redefining guardian spirits among young spiritual practitioners in Thailand. And unfortunately, due to COVID-19, we're not able to meet in person, but I hope that maybe in next conferences we can get to meet. And I from the schedule, I guess I have roughly 15 minutes for this presentation, and we're gonna have like a 5 to 10 minutes for Q&A. Okay, so this is my abstract. My main focus here is how the younger generations in Thailand regard guardian spirits that give them divine or spiritual power differently from the way older generations worship guardian spirits. My theoretical framework here is the idea of hybridization by Homi K. Baba. But since we have limited time here, I will not dig in the theory, and I will focus more on the examples of practices from young worshippers. Moreover, since this is a preliminary research, I managed to interview only 4 people out of 20. But if this paper is developed further, I might have more information regarding the topic. And I have to apologize in advance if there are some mistranslations or inadequate information regarding um, the understanding about different spiritual practices, since I'm a little bit of an agnostic myself, and I study this phenomena from the angle of the academic, not a worshipper or a practitioner myself. So this is the outline of my interview. I will the 2 photos on the left are first is an online application, Satha Online, or roughly translated as faith online, in which you can hire the company to worship the divine beings for you, or you can give marriage from distance through this application. And the second one is a collaboration between Tinder and a holy statue in front of the one of the famous department store in Thailand. So here Tinder, as you may know, is a matchmaking application that they held an event in front of a Trimurti or Hindu Trinity. Actually, it's not a statue of Trimurti, but many Thai they understand it as such. Actually, it's a statue of Shiva or Siva. So yeah, in this outline, I briefly discussed about an overview of Thai spiritual practices and how Thai youths regard spiritual practices differently from the older generations. I'll then discuss more about the politics and the politicization behind Thai youths' spiritual practices, especially when it comes to their connection and interaction with divine power. So in Thailand, I would discuss about what we commonly believe when it comes to spiritual practices in Thailand. So as you may know, in Thailand, Thevarat or Theravada Buddhism is the state religion. And this is stated at the constitution. But in practice, Thai spiritual beliefs involve so many beliefs ranging from folklore spirits, Brahmanism, Hinduism, and Buddhism. These variety of beliefs lead to many Thai academics naming Thai Buddhism as vernacular Buddhism or Phutแบบไทย. Okay, the word Thai is like not traditional, not centralized Thai, but like vernacular or folk Thai. So what's interesting here is the argument about spirit by Nithi Ilsivong, a renowned scholar about Thai studies. He stated that these 3 pillars of Thai beliefs, folklore spirit, Brahmanism, and Buddhism are the core of Thai spiritual practices, and those beliefs were actually diversified even at the beginning, since there are a variety, many version of scriptures, and many version of practices. So, and moreover, Buddhist monks in Thailand are not really, I would say, apolitical, since throughout the history, Thai Buddhism has involved in the politics, like since like for a long time throughout the history until today. So it is the institution that involves with the monarchy, the capitalists, the government sector, and the elite. So even with the organized like illegal business. Or when it comes to spiritual practice, Thai people they don't really believe in animism. So I use the word spirit here, because when it comes to animism, the word seems to connote like innate spirits that are embedded in an object or in like creatures or some entities. But here in Thai beliefs are these spirits are something external. Supernatural or divine power is external to humans. So those who can perform or practice spiritual practices must gain or invite this divine power into themselves. This is called Ong in Thailand, or Ong can refer to like a guardian spirit or holy spirit that can like give you special power. And what's different is that people who can earn Ong, or who can invite their spirits unto themselves, must live a daily life that is distinct or different from common people. For example, some have to eat some certain kinds of food on certain kind of days. Some must have tattoos on a specific part of the body, and etc. So people who have Ong are quite distinct from common people. But like for when it comes to newer generations, they seem to regard spirits differently. First of all, since they no longer believe in Thai Buddhism, so younger people wanted to break away from traditional Buddhism, so they call themselves differently. Recently, younger people call spiritual beliefs or spiritual practices as mutelu, and some in Thailand might be familiar with the word already. The word is derived from an Indonesian movie in 1979 titled Penangkan Ilmu Telu. I don't know yet why this movie has become a name for a spiritual belief among youth since its launch released in 1979. But I hope some scholars here might be able to give me some explanations. But the reason they want a new label for the faith is because they want to break away from Thai ways of faith and Thai older ways of practices. So they consider Thai spiritual practices are hybridized from the beginning. So why not embrace other cultures as the label of the faith? So moreover, they tend to blend their faith with modern consumptions, as there are growing numbers of businesses that deal with spiritual practices like I mentioned earlier, like online applications. They have cafe that can serve you drinks and perform spiritual practices for you. There are Wicca cafes, there are witchcraft cafe, tarot and oracle cafes, and there are many public events, and there are recently like a growing number of joiners. So one of the reasons of the growth of these businesses comes with a different attitudes towards spiritual power or Om. Now people who have Om, they do not have to like live a different life from common people. Like they can be anybody who can even be self-taught. So these are examples of businesses regarding spiritual practice in Thailand. You can perform multiple spiritual practices ranging from New Age manifestation to Hinduism to oracle and tarot reading or witchcraft and Wicca gatherings. So next, I will move on to the politics of the spiritual practices among younger generation. One of the reasons why younger generations in Thailand are more prone into spiritual practice is because of Thai politics mainly. Many see spiritual practices as a way to fight dictatorship and the tyrannical monarchy because they are aware that old Thai elites are very strictly superstitious. So they hope that maybe spiritual practices can be regarded as a countermeasurement to the oppressive power, at least can instigate fear among the old power. Another reason why they are into spiritual practices is because they want something to hold on to, but they don't think Buddhism is a way anymore because they are highly corrupt and very political. So these photos are examples of spiritual practices as a countermeasurement to the state. So these practices are part of the recent democratic movement in Thailand, which started 2 years ago. They practices some ritual like covering the red cloth around a temple invoke spiritual power to a democratic plague to help democracy conquer the dictatorship. Next, I will move on to another topic regarding politics of the alternative spiritual practices. So apart from politics in a larger scale, younger generations see spiritual practices as everyday politics. Since in Thailand, younger people suffer from, like I would say, dictatorship on every scale of their lives, ranging from family, school, to workplace, and to parliamentary politics. So many see spiritual practices as an escape or even an empowerment to themselves and healing. They think by performing spiritual practices, they can gain autonomy over their fate, surprisingly, and their body too. Most practitioners are progressive and they support many political movements in Thailand, be it democracy movement or feminist movement, since many regard Thai faith and obsession with science are heavily associated with, I would say, sexism, since, in Thailand, female or women cannot be monk. And so it's heavily misogynistic at the beginning. And moreover, they tend to regard the divine entity in a different way. The interaction between the divine power and the worshipper are more like reciprocal. And Ong is actually an innate power in everyone. And faith is more of an preference. It's more of a preference than like a faith that everyone must have in common. The performing of spiritual practices are not to show their superiority to others, but more of a practice of connection and empathy. What's interesting here, I don't think I can accurately translate it, is that younger generations think about divine power differently. Be it folk spirits, oracles, Greek gods and goddesses, or Hindu gods and goddesses. Since many youth in Thailand are really into K-pop industry and its fandom, so they consider their faith like another fandom too. And so the terms they use with the divine powers are really heavily associated with the terms they use with K-pop fandoms. So we have like Wicca fandoms, we have like Ganesha fandoms and Uma fandoms, Shiva fandoms, many kind of fandoms. And since Thai Buddhism and Thai society in general are heavily sexist, many young practitioners are now into like goddesses since they are prone to be feminist and they call goddesses mẹ or mom or mother, which is interesting here because in the new context the word mẹ or mom is like a slang to the word I would say girl boss or like a very powerful and chic woman. I'm not good at translating this photo describing the relationship between the young worshipper and the divine power. But the closest analogy I can think of right now is The goddesses are quite similar to RuPaul in terms of sassiness and slay and the chic, the fashionable, the power and all that. And moreover, spiritual practices among younger generations can be regarded as a way to empower and enhance empathy. This is an excerpt from an interview of a philosophy lecturer and a spiritual practitioner, Kun An. And in the interview, she regards the role of witchcraft as something very diverse and very therapeutic. And I also asked for practitioners about the way they regard spiritual practices and just to follow the IRB guidelines. I cannot review the names. I have to make it anonymous. But here are some answers I got from the interviews. You can see that they tend to think that tarot reading are not something of a superior power, but things that everybody can learn. And it's more like a soft fatalism. It's not like they tend to think of tarot reading as the objective, concrete, finite answer, but more of a things that they can read and reread and reinterpret it the way they like. And some even try to reread tarot card or oracle cards in a way that decolonize the normal or West Eurocentric ways of reading tarot cards. So that's it for my presentation today. I'm sorry if there are missing information or things I didn't elaborate further since this project is still in an early phase and I don't have time to investigate this topic further. But please feel free to ask me any questions or share some details regarding the topic. And I hope I can see you guys in person soon. Thank you very much.